Moin Whisky-Fans! Ich bin immer noch in Dänemark unterwegs und ich bin heute zu Gast bei Fary Lochan, Tag 3 auf meiner Dänemark-Tour. Und ja, ich habe den Braumeister von Fary Lochan hier. Please state your name for the folks. Oh, I'm just trying to get used to this one. Sorry about that.
Yes, I'm John Sørensen and I'm master brewer here on Fary Lochan. I've been working here and producing the whiskey since 2018. From 22, I'm full-time employed here. They told me it was time to change job and career.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Earlier I was a teacher and a headmaster in a school, and I was teaching physics and chemistry. And of course I'm using this in the production here. And I've been tasting and enjoying drinking whiskey since I was very young. Fary Lochan is a family distillery. It was established by Jens-Erik Jørgensen back in 2009. So we are one of the first distilleries, micro distillers in Denmark. Stauning, of course, was there, and we were there. There was Braunstein by Køge and a little distillery on Bornholm. So we were maybe 4 or 5 distilleries, and today we have maybe 40 micro distilleries producing whiskey here in Denmark. Yeah. But it started with that little house we can see there. At that time, back in 2009, the house was red and white. Jens-Erik and his wife Anna had been traveling and been visiting many distilleries in Scotland. He was really interested in whiskey and whiskey production. Then he came to Etrodour, and at that time Etrodour was the smallest distillery in the world. The buildings, they were red and white.
Yeah.
So he thought, okay, if the smallest distillery in the world can bring this whiskey up, I can do that in Denmark too. So that was the start. And if you turn around, you can see this house. He built that back at the end 2009. With a full cellar under, and he started producing the whiskey. At that time it was his hobby, and he thought it should be a hobby. So that was the first step. But you had to wait at least 3 years before you can call it whiskey. And he continued producing. So after a couple of years, the cellar was full. So he had to build another building.
Oh, okay.
And that's the house there. Also with full cellar under. And then he thought, okay, now everything is all right. I don't have any problems now. But at the same time, he raised the production. So after a couple of years, shit happens again. The cellar was full, so he had to build another building. And that's the reason why we have so many small buildings here through the forest. If I think on it as a brewer, it would be nicer if I had everything in one production.
Yes.
But I think it's very charming with these small buildings, and everything is worked through. He combined all the buildings with under earth pipelines, so I can pump the wood between the buildings, and that's really, really nice. Yeah. I think we can walk the whiskey way now, so it will be the way I produce the whiskey. And I start here in the Marston room. That's the first place.
Good old smell.
Yeah. Back in 2009, when Jens Erik started, he couldn't buy the malt here in Denmark because very few distilleries. So the first malt he bought in Scotland, and it was shipped to Esbjerg, and it was delivered here in containers, and it costed a fortune before he could even start. Now we buy our malt by Fuglsang. You maybe know Fuglsang. They also produce beer, but they do produce really, really good malt for whiskey production. They do export to Sweden, Norway, Germany, China, even to Scotland. So it's super malt. And many Danish distilleries also use the malt from here. Maybe I should explain to you that at Fary Lochan we use sting nettles to smoke our barley or the malt. Jens Erik, he came from Fyn. It's a little island, and when his grandma she produced smoked cheese, she used fresh sting nettles for that, and then he thought, okay, I can do that with the malt too. So we are using fresh sting nettles when I produce the smoked malt we use in the production.
I'm trying to find a word for sting needles. Is it? It's from trees. The needles.
Brennnesseln. Heißt es nicht das in Deutsch?
Brennnessel? Is it like a leaf that stings?
Yeah, it stings.
Okay. It's Brennnessel in German.
Brennnessel.
I guess. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know the English word for that.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. Sting nettles. But I take 150 kilos of barley. I put them in a tank. I put it in water for the first 24 hours. The next couple of days, I just pour it over. And when the spools are as long as the cell, I stop it by drawing the smoke from a fire where I put on fresh sting nettles all the time. Mm-hmm. And the sting nettle smoke is not like peat from turf in Scotland. It's sweeter, it's rounder, it's milder, and it's a good connection.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of our signature here.
I'm very curious. I'm very curious.
Thank you. This is a mash tun. So I put around 1,000 liters of hot water the first time, and I put in the quarter ton of grist. Then I start mashing, and what I'm doing is drawing out the sugar and the tasting notes from the malt over to the wort. I pump the wort through here and over to the cooler, and I cool it down to around 22 degrees, and then I pump it under the earth to the wash back, which is in the production hall. Then I put in 455 liters of hot water the second time, and all the system is already heated up, so I reach a temperature around 70 degrees the second time. And I want to draw more sugar out of it. Of course, no sugar, no alcohol, so very important. I pump it to the cooler, cool it down, and pump it to the wash bag. You have no Scottish family, have you?
Not family. No.
It's because I'm used to tell a joke here. I did that once. there were Scottish people around among the people who was on tour, and I never do that again. It's because the Scottish people, they put in water the third time. I used to say it's because they're so greedy.
Yes.
Because it's really difficult to draw out sugar the third time, and you have to heat up the system to around 90 degrees else you can get any sugar out of it. And they pump it to thermal tanks, and then they hide it, and they use it next time they make a batch. So I can't do that because I produce once, maybe twice a week, so I can hide for so many days. We have two different kinds of malt. We have smoked malt and normal malt. Before that, when Jens started, he wanted to have 4 levels of smoke. So he had summer, spring, autumn and winter. And the heaviest one is winter. When I make winter, I use 25 kilos of single smoked malt together with 250 kilos from Fuglsang. So it's only 10% smoked, not heavy at all. And the lake I was speaking on, this place is called Far today, the town. Back in the Middle Age, we had a small place here called Fary. So Jens he took the name, and then he said, okay, Fary, and Lochan is Gaelish, meaning little lake. So okay, Fary Lochan, and that's the reason why we're called.
So it's a combination of the Danish name of the town and it's a pun.
Precisely.
It's a pun with Fary.
Yeah, there was a village here back in the middle, 1680, I think, was the first notes making on this village. Yeah. I think we can go to the washback now, so you can see that.
It's a beautiful place here.
Really, really beautiful. I have to keep my hands in the pocket because I don't want to go like this, looking stupid. So these are the washbacks. This is my product from Monday. And you can see the yeast is working now. This afternoon it will stop being in process, and the sugar level will be around 0. And I know this has ended. Instead of the wort, I have a good beer at maybe 8-9%. And I could pump it to the wash till, but I know if I do short fermentation, I get notes like barley, malt, maybe nuts, and that's good. But if we wait and do old fermentation, long fermentation, we wait 5 days, then you are starting getting fruity notes in your whiskey, and we really like that, and we are in no hurry, so we wait.
5 days is a long fermentation.
Yeah, it is, but we do that.
Cool.
Maybe you can go to the store here. You can see we have a little storage here. And you came on a lucky day because we have whiskey. It isn't to sound rough, but our whiskey is running fast.
Yeah.
When we release a whiskey, normally the single cask types, it's sold out for 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks.
Wow.
We have around 370 stockholders getting the message first, and if they want to buy, they can do it. We have maybe 2,000, I don't know, 2,500 maybe receivers of a newsletter, and they get the message, and then we are in 125 special liquor wine stocks here in Denmark. It's small batch we're working with, so maybe 250, 300, 350 bottles on each cask. But we also have good storytelling with our whiskey. I think it was in 17 we were contacted by the restaurant chief in restaurant Noma in Copenhagen. It's a Michelin restaurant. And he said, okay, he has been tasting our whiskey and he wanted to put it on the drinking menu. And we said, okay. And we boxed a couple of boxes of whiskey and put it to Copenhagen. And then we made a little note on our Facebook site. No more whiskey, because people, they are thinking, okay, if the Michelin restaurants, they can drink their whiskey and use it, must be okay.
Do you have like a standard bottling, or do you only do small batch and single cask, or how is your bottling?
Most of them small batches and single cask, but we have precisely season 1. The first one, this is batch 2. The first one was put together of 3 bourbon cask and 1 Oloroso sherry cask. It's an OH, youngest cask 3 years and 7 months, and eldest it was 6 years. It's our what do you call standard, or yeah. But however, this one got a gold medal in New York and coming into 50 best whiskies in the world. Wow. So that was our standard.
Yeah. Beautiful.
This is the showroom. Of course, we use it when the stockholders are getting together once a year.
Wow.
But we also use it for arrangements. Saturday we had a couple, a duo, making Simon and Garfunkel tribute to them. We had 100 people here listening to really, really good music and drinking really, really good whiskey. So that was nice. And then we have this one.
Nice.
The last one, I told you the small cellar was full, the second cellar was full. Now I have to complain again, because this is almost full again.
Yeah.
And of course we have to hide and hide and hide, because we want our whiskey to get old before we release it.
Yeah.
The last couple of casks we have been releasing have been between 10 and 12 years.
Wow.
We were the first distillery releasing a whiskey, 12 years old whiskey. We did that in the autumn 23, and it was sold out on the day we released it here. So, but we have, of course, many bourbon casks from Speyside. We used to buy a lot of casks from Speyside Corporate. Now we have a French guy who we're doing business with, because it's really, really difficult to get the papers through because of Brexit.
Yes,
yeah,
I can imagine.
And he does all the paperwork in it. And of course we have sherry cask, PX, Oloroso. We found out that a combination between our sting nettle smoked barley and then the sweetness from the PX, for example, It's a really, really good combination. So we have quite a lot of sherry casks used as finish or as whole maturing. Yeah, and I think the craziest one is, and also the most interesting thing is, for example, here we have 3 used Bruichladdich casks.
Yeah, I can see.
Filled
on the cask.
between 14 days, filled with the same new make, just lying there in the same room. They are neighbors, but after a year, you can taste and you can smell. It isn't the same. It's really, really, really fantastic.
Yeah.
Every cask is unique, and it is really important where you buy your cask and to find the best cask, because this is important. These are the spirit stills.
Oh, that's a good
Very small ones.
The smell is fantastic. Oh wow.
300 and 200 liters, and the low wine from the other building I pump under the earth and over here, and I start distilling again.
Is there a warehouse beneath this building? Because the smell is not from the stills.
We walk downstairs just in a minute.
That smell is
but you are completely right.
It's very strange because usually when you enter a still house, that is not the kind of smell you get.
That's right.
This is the smell of a warehouse. My whiskey brain was like, wait,
but
this is not the right smell.
It's a good combination.
Yes, absolutely.
I think, yeah.
Wow.
But it's the same here, same process.
Yes.
Alcohol boiling first, reaching the condenser, and then we got the head first, and it tastes really bad. Don't drink it. You'll get blind, death and dead. But after a while the heart will arrive, and that's what we need.
Yeah.
So I have 2 tanks in the cellar, one for the head and one for the heart. And when I've been cutting after a couple of hours, the tail will arrive, and I'll do the cut again, and the head and tail will be in the same box or tank, and the heart will be in the other one. Yeah, you were right. There was warehouse downstairs. That was what you could smell.
Warehouse number 1.
So this one is the first one, and too quick, too small. When it has black signs or script on it, it's the first time we put in. Blue, it's the second, and red, it's the third. For example, this one, cask number 12 from 14. Earlier it was cask number 1 from 10. Put in the 26th of June in 14, 63 ABV, and autumn release. And on every cask, of course, we also have a paper or sheet saying, okay, type of cask, date to fill, aromas, taste notes, sister cask, and when do we think we have to release this one. We have around 70,000 liters of new make or whiskey in the warehouse now. So we have to have a system where we can make sure that everything is okay. If we can't, then we have to move the bong, and I have to taste it. And that's really the hard part of my job. But it's necessary. Morten, maybe some days Morten, he says, okay, today you have to taste. And I say, okay, it's a hard day today, a rough day. Yeah, okay. Please come in.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, the smell is just fantastic.
This is my favorite spot here on Fary Lochan. Of course, because of Angel Share. You can't get that on the camera, but it is here. But also because we have many different types of casks here. Of course, we have the bourbon cask, we have Sauterne, we have Muscatel, the one with the stripes on. We have rum cask for finish, standing on the floor around. We have cognac butt. We have Oloroso sherry butt. We have Amontillado sherry butts. So many different types of cask are here. This one is a special cask. The Amontillado here.
Yeah.
It's a family Jerez we do business with. The first time Thomas was visiting them, he saw that we have 3 of them.
Yeah.
He saw them on a farm, another building, and he said, "I want to buy." And the son said, "Oh no," because his grandpa has been making them and making the sherry on them. Next year he visited them again, and the son said, "Okay, I've been doing some thinking. Buy them and go home and make good whiskey." They were just standing and getting dusty.
Beautiful cask.
We did that. Put in 4.5 year bourbon matured whiskey and put them on the Amontillado. It was there for 1.5 year, and it was on the virtual tasting last spring, and it tasted really, really, really nice. Because we were wondering, this one is a vintage cask, so it's from 1925.
Wow.
This year, getting 100 years old. But the whiskey was very, very good. There were produced 18 casks back in 1925 of this type. We got the bill over there. We bought them 2,000 euro a piece.
Yeah.
And that's a good price when you talk vintage cask. And the price back in 1925 was €1 a piece.
Yeah.
And if you are completely quiet, you can hear the casks. They are expanding and getting together again because the wood it is working. They are alive. We say, okay, the angels are speaking now.
Look at those old casks. Beautiful.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Good. Perfect. Yeah, that concludes our tour through Fary Lochan Distillery. Thank you very much.